Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be going over 5 gold makers that you probably should be watching. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, so generally I like to do this thing every 3 months or so, where I like to actually give a shout out to other gold makers in the community who are performing very well. They're providing a lot of value towards other gold makers, and I generally would like to just give a bit of love and send some love over there overall. I generally find that this is a decent way in order to bring the community together and help each other share ideas and perspectives of gold making that we didn't usually think of in the grand scheme of things. So that being said, let's just jump over the first person at number 1. The first person of note that I'd like to cover is Eurasium. Now, aside from all of that, he actually does a lot of farming and gold making videos in general, and overall I find that his videos are quite concise and to the point, very upbeat, very happy when it comes towards his content, and overall has been very informative when I'm actually watching him quite frequently. To be honest, I kind of watch pretty much every upload he actually does, but overall I find that his videos are quite insightful, they're very helpful, and overall I prefer his gold making videos aside from the gold farming videos, as I generally find that he provides a lot of information with those, but that's a personal preference myself. Aside from all of that, I do find he puts a lot of effort into that, so I do feel that he needs some love sent over to him, so I'd highly recommend going over and checking him out. That being the case, let's just jump on to our next one at number 2. Now, this one came out a little bit of left field, as I never really noticed this actual gold maker before, so that being said, it's quite nice to showcase them in this, and that is the game part. Now, I noticed this guy about a month ago and I decided to actually check out his channel, and it's mainly gold farming videos. Now, if you're into gold farming, I'd highly recommend checking out some of his latest content videos, as they're quite insightful and they do go over some nice farming techniques in order to actually get a hold of some decent gold, especially when it comes towards Shadowlands. This stuff is generally helpful in the grand scheme of things, as current content stuff sells relatively well, but he has little spins on it that actually work quite well to your advantage when it comes towards your gold making stuff. So highly recommend checking out the game part, as his content's quite insightful and overall generally helpful towards other gold makers. So recommend checking this guy out due to the fact that it's just very helpful content and it's quite consistent in the upload schedule as well. That being said, let's just jump onto our next one at number 3, which is Modest Millions. Now, I noticed Modest Millions back when the Brutosaur thing was actually going on and everyone was trying to go for the little bit of the gold rush in order to get a hold of the Brutosaur, and I've been watching him ever since that point. Now, generally I do find that most of his content is gold farming related, but I very much enjoy his breakdowns on how he actually goes about farming, what he actually gets, and all of that stuff. I overall thoroughly enjoy the content, hence why I've been watching since that point of finding him, and overall I just watch every single upload he actually does, because there's always something that I will forget or something that I can actually add towards my farming rotation and see if I can make any additional gold when it comes towards that, and sometimes be able to optimize my own farming techniques. Overall, I do generally like Modest Millions content, so I would definitely send some love over towards him, as he definitely puts in the work and effort required in order to get some love sent over, and generally is a good gold maker in general. That being said, let's move on to our next one at number 4. Now, I actually covered this guy before, but I generally want to say this again, and that is Solheim. Now, Solheim is definitely one of the people that is the most frequent at this moment in time, and at no surprise, I watch pretty much every single upload he actually does, especially when it comes towards his gold farming videos. He also does do gold making videos as well, so that'd be like things with like crafting, vendor shuffles, all that stuff, so that's kind of helpful. But generally I go towards more of his gold farming, as I pretty much love that type of stuff as well, and I find that they're very helpful, they're to the point, and they get the job done. There's no fluff involved with all that stuff. I just generally love his content, and overall is doing quite well in the grand scheme of things. So therefore, I would just like to say, Solheim, just keep it up, buddy. You're doing really well. Now, with that being said, let's just jump on to our next one at number 5, which is Zaif Gold Guides. Now, I covered Zaif, I think, in the last actual shout out one, but I wanted to reiterate this even further because his gold guides has actually gotten a lot better since that actual shout out. So I think that it deserves a bit more of a shout out even there, and that is his gold farming and gold making videos. Now, generally I watch all of his videos as well. Pretty much everyone on the list, I watch all of your videos. I'm a little bit obsessed with gold making, if you hadn't have noticed. But aside from that, I love Zaif's content. It's really helpful, very insightful, and also with all of his different types of content, it's a very frequent, and you'll be able to keep up to date and with the latest gold farms and gold making guides that he actually produces quite easily. It's very digestible, very to the point, and I understand it pretty much the first time round. I don't have to actually rewind to re-listen. I can understand it straight well. So it's very well constructed in his way of speaking. So I generally do enjoy that content with stuff that I can just pick up straight away, and I can go ahead and implement that into my own gold making and gold farming rotation. Other than that, guys, that is pretty much everything for today for the 5 gold makers that I recommend you guys actually watch. I generally watch all of these guys' videos quite consistently when they come out, of course, but overall I would just like to send some love, as it's something I just generally enjoy doing, this type of content as well. So I try to do this like once every 3 months of gold makers that generally do deserve some spotlights for all of that. Aside from all of that, guys, have a wonderful rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon. If you want to support the channel and help make the channel even better, then why not check out the Patreon? Members get additional info, gold making resources, and Patreon specific content. The link is located in the description down below. Thank you and have an awesome day.